Howdy, folks. Woody Walls from needcoffee.com here. Back again for another Wayhomer review. Here's how it works for the uninitiated. I have just seen a film. It's from the cinema back that way. And I'm going to tell you about that film on my way home, because it's just easier that way. Today, this morning, it's very late, we're here to talk about 7 Psychopaths. Okay, so, 7 Psychopaths. Alright, synopsis, if such a thing is possible. Colin Farrell is a guy who is a screenwriter who has been kind of stuck on a screenplay entitled 7 Psychopaths. And he's sort of stuck on the title page, so to speak. I didn't even know who the 7 Psychopaths are, or what they're going to do, or where they're going to end up, or anything like that. And he's got a girlfriend, he's got a best friend who really wants to help him out with his screenplay. And as part of what unfolds, Colin Farrell character, gets involved in a strange situation in which his friend, who kidnaps dogs for money, kidnaps the dog of a local mobster, and then all hell starts to break loose. I really can't say too much else beyond that, because I don't want to give anything away, because the one thing I can say is that if you saw the trailer for 7 Psychopaths, which is an excellent trailer, by the way, I complain about trailers all the time, but this one's actually really good. It's not exactly the film that was advertised in the trailer, not necessarily a bad thing, but the trailer made it look certainly more ha-ha funny than the final film actually was. So the fact that it veers into some very weird places, I don't want to go into that. So the synopsis, I think, will go as it stands, because that's pretty much what the trailer gave you. The trailer actually gave you a bunch of pieces that you don't know how they fit together, especially Tom Waits and a bunny. So anyway, so there's your synopsis. Now, what I find interesting about the film, first of all, is that in spots it is very, very funny. It has some great dialogue. And it's got a great cast, in that your main characters, whether it's Christopher Walken or Woody Harrelson, Colin Farrell, or Sam Rockwell, who is excellent in everything, by the way, no matter who it is, they have moments in which they get to actually do what they do best, which is act. But at no point do you ever go, you know what I mean? When I say act, I don't mean act with a capital A. I mean with an actual lowercase a, where you just actually, you see them doing it really well as opposed to really acting, if that makes any sense. So they get to do a lot of that. And that piece of it is really good, in that the characters all seem real, if acting in a surreal environment and situation. But the characters themselves all seem very real. And they're acted extremely well and written extremely well. So all of that is very good, especially Tom Waits and the bunny. But here's where I think I had a bit of a problem, in that at times it feels like, because, okay, it is by turns, as you would expect, funny and violent and dark and surreal, and just freaking weird, beyond surreal, where it goes beyond the surreal into the just freaking weird. It is by turns all of that. However, I think the problem that I had was, and this may just be me, and I'm fully prepared to say that it's just me, is that it didn't feel like, basically, with the 7 Psychopaths, you get all these different little story bits that are going on, that sort of weave in and out of each other. Not like a Tarantino film, in which they just sort of, you know, a Tarantino film which is an anthology film that's not, you know what I mean? It's not like that. They all still serve the same narrative, so to speak, more so than in a Tarantino film. But, I don't know, they all felt like they were You know what? No, that's not right. It's not right, because what I was going to say was that the various different little storylets, if you want to call it that, seemed like at times they were from different movies, from different moods and different feelings and different genres, almost. That's not accurate. What I want to say instead is that it from time to time, at various points within those storylets, okay, and within the main narrative of the Colin Farrell character and what he's going through, that seemed to change moods and genres and stuff like that. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but at times I felt like, okay, it's almost like when you're in some sort of a ride, okay? You've been in those rides where you're enjoying the ride, but because the car is slamming around, and as a result, your head is just doing this a bit too much. You know what I mean? That's what it felt like. Because if you look at something like, it's not even just that it was violent and funny, and then, you know, there was gunplay and whatever and weird stuff. Because if you look at something like, say, Lock, Stock, at no point during, like, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, there was dark stuff, and there was funny stuff, and there was various different things in there. But I always felt like it was the same film, and it felt smoothed out. You know what I mean? Like it had been not sanded down, but at least to where the point where it didn't feel jerky. This felt like it was jerky, in that I would think that it wasn't even that I was necessarily thinking like, okay, I see where this film is going, or I see what this film is trying to do. It felt like it almost felt like it was trying to screw with my head to basically say, oh, well, you only think you know what we're doing. We're far too clever for that. And then it would sort of just shift gears. And there's nothing wrong with that either. But it needs to be a pleasant experience rather than just trying to be clever, if you know what I mean. It's hard to describe, having just seen the thing 5 minutes ago, in the same way that it's, you know, the film is hard to nail down as to what it's trying to do. And I was willing to go with it, but it almost felt like it was penalizing me for trying to go where I thought it wanted me to go in my own head, because it kept changing gears. Now, it's sort of leveled off at the end, and sort of managed to get to a place where I was like, okay, I'm actually happy. You know, with the film. Because I think what it lacks in, I don't even know, consistency isn't the right word, coherence isn't the right word, but what it lacks in those things, it makes up for in the cast and their performances, because when the film itself is jerking you around, the cast is carrying you through it. So I think that most of the credit goes to them for making it a pleasant experience when all is said and done. Because I do feel like I enjoyed the film, but I felt like, I don't know, I felt like I had to work, I felt like I was working really hard to enjoy a film that really didn't necessarily want me to enjoy it. It almost felt like it was trying to, I don't know, throw me off, which is weird, because there are some films that actually, you know, actively want to piss you off. You know, like Lars von Trier really wants to piss you off, and I think if you don't leave a film of his pissed off, he feels, you know, offended. But, I mean, my thing is, it's just like, it didn't feel like it was supposed to be like that. If that makes any sense at all. Again, I'm making this up as I go along while I drive home, and so there you go. So, but no, I think the performances are what carry it. I think Woody Harrelson continues to do excellent work and needs to work more. I think this is probably one of the best things I've seen Christopher Walken in some time, simply because he gets to be that Christopher Walken level of intensity without being completely the level of Walken batshitness, if you know what I mean, where he has moments where you just go, ugh, which are really good. And you know, Sam Rockwell again is good in everything, and Tom Waits is good in pretty much everything. And I mean, Colin Farrell did a very good job of simply being the center of all of this insanity, and being perhaps the one bit of saneness that is there, perhaps. So So yeah, all of that to say, it was not a bad thing. Now, cup-wise, what I would say is that, I mean, it was veering around a lot. But I think that at the end, the fact that the ending sort of leveled off and calmed down a bit, and the fact that you had a really excellent cast working their asses off, I think I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. As far as seeing it, I mean, I don't know. It's not a big screen type of film that you would want to pay full price for. I don't know. I would say if this is the sort of thing you want to see on the big screen, endeavor to catch it on a matinee just so you can save a few bucks. I mean, that's the major thing that we like to do here is save money. But if you do miss it in favor of something else that needs to be seen on the big screen, I don't think it will matter that much. And it'll be on DVD, in the next 3 months or so. That's not a knock at it. Everything's out on DVD in about 3 months. So yeah, if you are definitely on target for seeing this film, catch a matinee. But if you just want to catch it at some point at home, I think you'll be fine. There you go. So that's 7 Psychopaths. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. We're going to try to get another one of these done in the next week or so. We shall see, time permitting, and everything else permitting. So if you do like these things, please come and see us at the site, needcoffee.com. And of course, you can find on the front page, there are these lovely icons which will take you to places like our Facebook and our Twitter. And we even have a Tumblr now, and we even have a Pinterest now. So we're getting out there and we're doing things. We're mingling. We're trying to be a social website, as opposed to the antisocial thing that we've been in the past. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye. Alright, so it is night, and therefore it is easier for me to talk to you without trying to dodge traffic and not die. So I will say thank you to everyone who checked out needcoffee.com/support from my last plea that happened at the end of one of these. So yes, if you do enjoy these and you want to support them, going to needcoffee.com/support and setting up one of our easy PayPal recurring payment things helps pay for things like the camera and the gas and the upkeep of the car, what's left of it, and stuff like that. So it really helps us do these things when we can afford to do them. That's sort of, because the tickets cost money and stuff. The tickets do cost money. We do actually pay for those, if nothing else, and you know what tickets cost. So, yes, needcoffee.com/support, and thank you for your support. We'll see you next time with those blue lights, but they're not for me. Bye.